Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Insider Financial Talks Penny Stocks. My name is Alex Carlson. I will be your host today. I'm the editor-in-chief of InsiderFinancial.com, and today we're going to be discussing HMBL, FORW, GOFF, GVSI, and SRNW. But before we get into that, we have a few housekeeping issues to go over. We have no business relationship with any company whose stock is mentioned in this video. Insider Financial and myself are not investment advisors, and this video does not provide investment advice. Always do your own research, make your own investment decisions, or consult with your nearest financial advisor. This video is not a solicitation or recommendation to buy, sell, or hold securities. This video is our opinion and is meant for informational and educational purposes only and does not provide investment advice. For more information, please read our full disclaimer at insiderfinancial.com/disclaimer. With that out of the way, remember to smash the thumbs up button if you like this video. Also hit the red subscribe button, the little notification bell to be notified when we go live with the new video. So go over to signup.insiderfinancial.com. This is where subscribers get first look at stocks you're going to be covering. Stocks like ENZC at 0.014, ABML at 7 cents, ALPP at 7.5 cents, and HMBL at 0.027 when it was TSNP. And if you click on the symbol or the percentage gain, it will take you to our original profile, which is date and time stamped on insiderfinancial.com. As you can see, we first wrote about the TSNP HUMBL merger on November 13th last year. After you sign up with your email, you can then sign up with your mobile number. It works for all numbers worldwide. Simply enter your country code first, followed by your number. For US and Canada, be 1 plus area code and number. Never begin the format with 00. It will not work. And text messages are the fastest way to get our alerts. Many times we will do a text-only alert if something hot comes across our desk. And the best part is that both our email service and our text messaging service are a free service from insiderfinancial.com. We do not run any paid subscription service whatsoever. With that out of the way, let's dive in here, folks. Finally, we've gotten a bounce in HUMBL. I think I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say the bottom is in on HMBL. And this comes as George Sharp is coming back on as an advisor. Go over to OTC Markets, check out the news, and it's top headline yesterday, George Sharp returns to HUMBL as capital markets advisor. There's definitely a lot to like here. A couple of things. George is a controversial figure on the OTC markets. There's people that absolutely despise him. There are people that love him. We are in the neutral category, but we respect George. And George is out for himself, which, you know, again, more power to him. That's you have to understand that. He's a businessman. He's out to make money. He was an advisor last year. He was the one that orchestrated the TSNP HUMBL merger, and then he resigned, got out earlier this year near the top, and it's been a downtrend ever since. George is opportunistic. I think he got out at the right time. He knew what he was doing. And there's been selling pressure, and it's been a downtrend ever since HUMBL topped out in February. And, we think that what's going to happen here is that George he needs HUMBL, and HUMBL needs him. For a couple of reasons. Number one, George is working on 3 other deals, 3 other custodian plays, reverse merger plays, GOFF, GVSI, and SRNW. If you go over to otcmarkets.com and you type in that symbol, you will see they all have, they're dark and defunct. They're not current yet. He's got a lot of work there to do yet on the on the filings and getting these custodianships up to getting everything current, so that with 15C211, so that quotes can be, people can trade it. Right now, these types of symbols that are dark and defunct, you cannot buy them through your broker. It's liquidation only. So George is trying to make a comeback there. He's done very well in HUMBL and last year, but you are only as good as your last deal. And the fact of the matter is, right now, there are more people buried in HUMBL than can say they made a lot of money in the TSMP HUMBL. I mean, last year, you got in just where we had talked about it from our initial coverage, all the way to the high. It was over a 28,000% gainer. So I mean, that's almost a 30 bagger on your investment. It was the spark that got the OTC lit up last year, and everyone's been going back and forth. Is the OTC dead? What's going on in the OTC? We've been focused on new plays here at InsiderFinancial.com because a lot of the old plays I've been saying is, guys, we're not going to bail you out of your old plays. If you're in a lot of these, if you're bag holding, don't come to us, trying to get you out of your ticker. We don't do that. We don't engage in pumping individual tickers on social media or with our articles, so it's just not going to happen. We're a news organization. We focus on covering what's happening and then finding alerts for our subscribers that are ahead of the crowd plays, the new plays. And since there's so many people buried in a lot of these names, HUMBL running 47% on Friday, this may be the spark that starts seeing a lot of account balances start to come back. A 47% jump, people all of a sudden their account balance is looking better, and this starts making a climb up here. The daily chart is ugly, but if you go over to just the 4-hour chart here on HUMBL, you can see that in September it was above $1.10. Back in June it was $1.80. If we get up there, back up to $1.80, that's a 3x from here. There's been a lot of people that have been just kept buying the dip and they've been losing money, and we start seeing them profitable. Well, they're going to start buying more OTCs. You have a lot of people right now, when they're buried and they're losing money, they don't even want to hear about an OTC ticker. They don't even want to buy anymore. They're just, beaten up. And, I don't blame them. When you're down and out and you're losing money, and then, you look over to the big boards and you see Tesla running every day. You see Lucid making new highs, Rivian. You see crypto, it dips, but it bounces right back. Bitcoin, hits 69,000, dips to 55. We're at 58 now. So I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. But when you get these OTCs that just keep going down, people just throw up their hands and give up. And when that happens, that's actually also a bullish indicator. Because when people give up, that's the time when things start turning around. When you think that it's done and over with, I'm not even going to look at it. Next thing you know, you got a HUMBL at back at $1. Yes, Friday at 60 cents, but George is already teasing. He says, I'm not a pumper, but look at this tweet. Wait until next week. It was nothing. This is a pump tweet. He talks about Mr. Zach Morris and everyone else. I mean, that go on Twitter and pump. Well, he's doing the exact same thing here. So, the difference between George, he's not a dumper. He won't engage in illegal activities. He's been around. He knows what he can do. And there's nothing wrong with this tweet. Wait until next week. It was nothing. This is freedom of speech. He's allowed to talk his book. Elon Musk does it all the time. Go to CNBC, people are touting their stocks, that they own all the time. So, there's nothing illegal about it. The time where the illegality comes in is, when you have like with Alexander DeLarge, and he's saying not sold a share, or dealing with false press releases or false info or coordination among Discord groups, private Twitter conversations, Twitter groups, about buying loading up on a ticker, then tweeting out the symbol and selling into that. That's where the illegality comes into. But George and HUMBL, they need each other. I think that HUMBL, it's sort of been, they've been making moves behind the scene. They got the ETXs. They're working on the NFTs. They got the ticket platform. But these things have not translated into revenue yet. And what we liked about the press release was that the George is gonna take them up to QB status, and then the goal is a NASDAQ listing. And if you look at the security details, I mean, they have a $500 million market cap. And trading at 60 cents, if this thing gets above $1, it's a unicorn again. By all means, this should be on NASDAQ. And also, the other thing about HUMBL is there's a big short position. There's the bears have been relentlessly pressuring this stock, and I think coordinating with not coordination, but whatever George does, starts doing in terms of on Twitter and talking about it, and some press releases coming out, and Brian starts executing and more updates. This stock is really going to get going. Because I think a lot of people, George, I think, is the catalyst to keep a lot of people in the stock. I was skeptical on HUMBL. I felt that bounces were going to be sold into just because a lot of people felt they were bag holding. George sort of, when he left last year, I think a lot of people got the feeling that they were going to be bag hold. And now that he's back into the mix, I think people are going to get that confidence back. And also, he's also putting up $2 million, which is significant. He's the president of FORW, FORW. This stock rallied 57% yesterday. And, he's loaning $2 million to FORW. Proceeds from the loan be used to immediately purchase 10 million shares of HUMBL through the partial exercise of a warrant. The company holds to purchase up to 125 million warrant shares through December 2023 at 20 cents per share. FORW will be unable to sell these shares until they are registered with the SEC, and the company has no intention of disposing of any stock at depreciated values. So, they're going to exercise these warrants. That money will go into HUMBL, that be used for regular working capital purposes. The stock is going into friendly hands. And I think there's a lot to be said for, this move by HUMBL and George. As I said, they both need each other. George has his, he's looking to do something with FORW also. And then there's GOFF, GVSI, and SRNW. People are counting on him to do his TSNP HUMBL magic. And, if people start not believing you, if your credibility is if you lose your credibility or your reputation, your work, that's all you have. That's all we have. Insiderfinancial.com, we're a brand. Everyone knows us. So, this is why we take very, careful consideration for every alert we do, every article we publish, every video I do. It's all about educating and helping people as much as possible, in the OTC markets, because there's just not a lot of information for people that like penny stocks in the OTC. You're not getting covered by the mainstream media, so there's a void there, and that's really where we fit in. We've identified this niche as something that we know. I've been doing OTC stocks for 20 years now, and we aim to be an authority in the space. And when we look at a company like HUMBL, and we make a determination that the low is in, we take that seriously. So we really do believe that the bottom is finally in. We expect some fireworks next week. And, we commend this move by Brian and George to get back together. There's probably some egos involved, and there's probably some hurt feelings that needed to be ironed out. But it looks like they got it all worked out, and we couldn't be happier for everyone involved. And going back to what I said, if you go into the magnifying glass and just type in TSNP, we've been an authority on, we've been covering this deal ever since last year. TSNP, go into here, understanding the price action. We talked about who is Brian Foote. You go over here to HUMBL, and type in the symbol, and it's all there. And we really stopped talking about HUMBL just because there's been no real news. It's just been, there's been no catalyst. And, it really hasn't been worth talking about. But now, finally, I think George getting involved is the catalyst that HUMBL needed. And I also think it's the catalyst that the OTC markets needed. There's a lot of, I'm not going to go through all the names, but I mean, just look at the price action on Friday. There was 2,057 advancers to 2,686 decliners on the OTC markets, on only $2.2 billion in trading volume. So volume has been down from the $3 billion highs, normal, and we're seeing more decliners than advancers. And it's been a slow, steady decline. Drip, 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 lose a little bit each day, lose a little bit each day, and that wears on people. And we're excited about finally the price action. We've been talking. We put out a tweet last weekend. Which stock is going to be the next HUMBL that's going to light up the markets. The fact is, it looks to be HUMBL that's going to light up the markets again. So remember, it was this time last year. You go over here to the daily chart on HUMBL. And it was this time last year, on November 23rd, HUMBL was at 8 cents, and then it ran to almost $8. So just an incredible run. We're at 60 cents here. So we know what HUMBL can do. And the share structure hasn't changed much in a year. There was a lot of stock out last year. It was a unicorn back then. So, I'm not worried about the share structure, that it can't run back to the highs again. I think it can easily do that, especially if people, there's a lot of people that believe in HUMBL. And I know a lot of people that have been in, since TSNP days, and they refuse to sell. I mean, and look, we're not financial advisors. That's not the advice we would give them. Again, you shouldn't take advice from us. But we believe in buy dips, sell rips is the best way to make money in these markets. Case in point is we've had an alert for the past 2 weeks that's just been a monster for our subscribers. The first day we alerted, it went from 81 cents to $1.48. Gave our subscribers, an 80% gain. And then over the next few days, it dropped all the way down to 23 cents. Subscribers loaded up again. And then Thursday, it hit $2.48. So, I mean, that was a 10-bagger off the lows. It closed at $1.70 on Friday. It has provided tremendous swing opportunities for our subscribers. So, we're big fans of buy dips, sell rips. Nothing ever goes up in a straight line, and nothing ever goes down in a straight line. But our job is to present these opportunities, try to get in before the crowd, and take advantage of it. And I'm not going to discuss speaking of the ticker that we've alerted. The only way to get this ticker is to go to signup.insiderfinancial.com. We've been sharing the opportunities with our subscribers there, and it's been a tremendous 2 weeks. So things have been going great for us and our subscribers for the past couple of weeks. So we know a lot of people complaining, but we're not complaining. Our subscribers not complaining. You got to be nimble in these markets, and you can't be greedy. So I think much better days are ahead. Where the entire OTC market starts running. Right now you've had to be very, very selective. You had to be, in less plays, and really picking your spots and being more selective. Last year, everything ran. You could throw a dart and hit any OTC stock and you made money. I think that the action on Friday, HUMBL starts running. We get above $1. We get above $2. The 200-day moving average is $1.63. We get above there. This thing can really take off, and all of a sudden it's the most talked about OTC stock, and it'll be all over Wall Street Bets. If this thing gets to NASDAQ, then the Webull crowd and the Robinhood crowd can buy it. And then all of a sudden everybody's looking for, well, which is the next OTC stock? It's going to be the next HUMBL. So that'll lift up the entire market, and that's what we're looking forward for everybody, because we want to see everybody do well. We know some people don't want to subscribe; they just want to keep doing their own thing. They just come for our articles and the video content. That's on you. We're a free service. It's totally up to you. And we hope that the Friday's action is the spark that lights up the OTC, and a rising tide lifts all boats, and that's what we're hoping for. But right now, I think if you're a HUMBL shareholder, you should be pretty happy, and next week shall certainly be interesting, and not only next week, but the next few weeks, months ahead shall be interesting. So better days are ahead, and we're happy for HUMBL, the HUMBL family, Brian, George. We wish everyone well, and this is something that the OTC markets really needs. And let's hope that there are better days ahead for the OTC markets in general. For those of you that are new to OTC, I've been doing this 20 years. This market, it's a crazy market. Whereas, crypto will have a bull and a bear market, a bear crash, maybe 2 bears, 2 bulls in 1 year. That's what it seems like, was like this year. OTC is like many crashes within a year. It's it's really the Wild West. There's tremendous opportunities. Case in point, just this week was ELEK. Um, just look at this one. This one ran 1,500%. This was on Tuesday. Ran 1,500%, and then it crashed. So these are the types of moves that you see in the OTC. So you get one day tremendous gain, and then you get 3-4 days crashes, and then this one, a news announcement, it'll run again, and next thing you know, it's back. So you know this is how the OTC markets is, and I've been doing this a long time. You have to be nimble. You have to have a few of your conviction plays that you can stick with, and then the rest of the time is it's buy dips, sell rips, churn them and burn them. It's all about P&L, and the swings in the OTC. It's one of those places where you can make 50-100% on quickly. And when you get those, you got to take them, and then you can roll that profits into new plays, or if you stick with a conviction play, buy dips, sell rips. If you trade it well, you could actually end up with a bigger position than what you started with. So there's a lot of different strategies. If you go over to signup.insiderfinancial.com, we also give out a free ebook. You can get that. It talks about penny stocks. So that's also an added bonus if you go ahead and subscribe. So go ahead and do that at signup.insiderfinancial.com with your email and your mobile number. And as I said, they are both a free service. Want to wish everyone a wonderful weekend, and I will be coming live to you soon with a new video. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.